How's everyone doing this afternoon? It's Sunday, January the 17th, 2021. This is not Fandom Empire Live. This is just a good old epic fucking rant. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. End of the weekend, Monday's tomorrow. Some of us work, some of us don't. All depends on what industry you're in, at least in Canada, and whether you're on lockdown or not. So you can tell I'm not my usual peachy self. Let's be honest, I can come on these streams and be sort of a grumpy asshole at times. It's kind of my thing. Where to start? Anyways, this is a Fandom Empire video that is live. This is not pre-recorded, which means I'm talking to you right now. And look, there's been some things going on. It's not even just in the last 24 hours. There have been some things going on lately. That sometimes you try to be the good guy. And I've vented to a couple of people about this. Sometimes you try to be the good guy and you sort of mind your own business and you stay off to the side and you try to let it go. And I'll admit, hey, I am not someone that is great at letting things go. I have gotten better at it as time goes, but it's just not really in my DNA. I'm very much a I don't mind confrontation. I don't mind saying my 2 cents. I almost feel like you can't be too reserved, or else I'm not entirely sure why you're on YouTube or doing a podcast. That doesn't mean you have to be the biggest dick in the world, but you should have some level of integrity about it, and be willing to, if you're part of a team. Like, here's an example. I'm part of this great group. It's the content creators on Facebook. Fantastic group. I can't remember whose idea that it was. I don't participate in the chat a lot. I'll even admit I mute it for a few hours at a time sometimes just because there's so much that goes on in there. But I always backtrack and look at what's going on in this content creators chat, because what it is it's a group of people. Now wait for it. In 2021, a group of people who are, in fact, helping. That's right. That's a thing. Helping other people and helping each other, do awesome things over there. I can tell you, if you've ever tuned into the Stream Demons, they're on the content creator chat that's going on. It's just fantastic. It's such an influx of positivity to see that there's still people out there that want to help other people. Because, like, between grudges and oh, well, I got to get more views than that channel, or I got to get more views or subscribers than that podcast. Is that part of the game? Yeah, you want to obviously build your audience. Right now I'm talking to about 30 of you guys. I'm sure, within 24 hours, there'll be a few hundred people that have viewed it. Maybe more. We'll see. If there is 5 of you, I probably wouldn't be doing it. But my God, I have never seen, and this is not the content creator chat, by the way, such an influx of complete fucking idiots in my life. This is not a PG stream. This is going to be fucking hard R. Okay? Like, I just explained to my fiance before she had to go out that I need to come on and I need to do this. I need to do this because of the audience that supports us. I need to do it because of the YouTubers who, when we were first getting started, they reached out and helped us. Believe it or not, there are people who do in fact help other people in 2021. It's remarkable. Because most of the time you go onto a Facebook group, a Twitter page. Fuck, is MySpace still a thing? Probably not. And it's negativity this, negativity that. I didn't know this was a thing until Kieran mentioned it to Tommy and I in a chat thing, that people who haven't even read The High Republic for Star Wars are already calling it SJW garbage just to push their narrative that they're trying to push out there on the internet. Look, there's no fucking narrative at Fandom Empire. We don't have some hidden goal, some hidden political purpose that we're trying to push. This is the one thing that I want from anybody involved in Fandom Empire, whether you're a normal host, a regular host, an occasional host, or just someone that comes on to be a guest. Be yourself. Be you and maintain some level of integrity and help others. That's it. Speak your mind. Be yourself. Don't go out of your way to hurt someone. That's not me. And I want to say that what's being said right now does not represent, and what's about to be said, because it's about to get a lot worse, doesn't represent the views of everybody at Fandom Empire. I don't speak for everybody at Fandom Empire. Jade and Kennedy and Tommy, and by the way, Tommy is here. He's in the waiting room. He will be on this stream. What I say doesn't represent any of them, or Johnny, or Kieran, or Zach, who's coming on in, and we have some other people coming on in, and some other shows that haven't even been announced yet. Like, people will fuck you any way they can. Pardon my language, but like, here, let's start with this. I'm going to save the Halloween stuff for the end. So those of you that are here to like listen to me rant about some of the Halloween stuff going on, we are going to get to it. I promise you. And then I'm going to talk about a former network that Tommy and myself and Johnny used to be a part of. Because I'm done turning the blind eye with them. If they want to be a bunch of toxic fucking pricks, or at least that, if the head guy over there at Channel 1138 and Culture Slate, yeah, I said it. If that guy wants to be a toxic fucking prick, fine. I can't speak for anybody else over there. I've seen a couple of them start to act the way he does. But there was some shady shit that went down there. And I'm just going to spill the tea. That's right, I got some tea to spill. Look at me, learning new slang terms. Let's start with Star Wars. You don't even have to be a Star Wars fan to appreciate this. Okay? Let's just start with Star Wars. Again, you might not like the space opera that created by George Lucas. I'm talking strictly from a fandom standpoint. And we're going to get to your YouTube security and how to actually do things the right way. Oh, Frank, you walked into Sean Piss the fuck off. That's what you walked into, pal. Frank's one of the good guys, though. Except for the fact he doesn't like Scream, which, I mean, let's be honest. After Scream 2, it gets kind of Start with Star Wars. This is what happened this morning. This is just this morning, not the other shit that I've been turning a blind eye to for a while. So, I guess it would have been last night, but I didn't post till this morning. I guess Mark Hamill comes out, tweets, and said something along the lines. Actually, you know what? Instead of something along the lines, let's read the tweet word for word so I'm not paraphrasing and no fucking fucker can come in here and be like, oh, well, you said this and it wasn't true. So this is what Mark Hamill had to say. I know I saved it because I sent it to Tommy. All right. Dear Mr. Peyton Reed, that is the director of Ant-Man. He directed the season finale of Mandalorian Season 2. I am so grateful to have given the unexpected opportunity to revisit my character when he was still a symbol of hope and optimism. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. I am so grateful to have been given the unexpected opportunity to revisit my character when he was still a symbol of hope and optimism. Your assured direction and kindness was a crucial element in the experience and means more to me than I can say. And somehow, people because this is what people do. You can't say anything anymore without some fucking dickwad living in his mom's basement, probably not working, probably never worked a goddamn day in his life. Yeah, I'm pissed. Again, apologies for the bluntness here. We'll take something, and you don't have to be a big celebrity, because I'm about to give you an example of someone taking something that we said and twisted it. You get people that'll twist it and push their own narrative. Oh, okay. This means Mark Hamill hates The Last Jedi. Or, oh, how dare Mark Hamill say this about the sequel trilogy? Or, how can he say that after he defended the sequel trilogy? Who gives a shit what Mark Hamill thinks about the sequel trilogy? I don't. Mark Hamill is from what I know, from what we get to see, from an outside perspective, and make no mistake, that I don't have Mark Hamill on speed dial. He seems like a good dude. But why would you let a celebrity influence you on how you feel about something? Hey, I know Kieran, I don't even know if he's watching, and his brother are not thrilled when I go on about The Last Jedi, and I've tried to tone it down. Look, I think The Last Jedi is a fucking dumpster fire of a Star Wars film and is complete and utter trash. But you know what? That shouldn't affect your opinion on it. I think, like, my 12-year-old son loves The Last Jedi, and I would never go out of my way to try to demean it for him, and I don't go out of my way to try to demean it for others. I just issue my opinion on it. And here's how I actually feel. Well, I don't like the movie. The character Luke Skywalker, by the end of that movie, is redeemed, I guess you could say. He goes from the guy telling a story that was going to kill his nephew in his sleep to throwing the lightsaber over to the shoulder to the guy that literally gave up his life to go save people. Almost a new hope, if you will. Which was badass. Don't like the movie, but I absolutely loved what they did with that. They redeemed the character. I thought Luke's story in The Last Jedi is compelling because it's not the same all the way through. And yet now you have people attacking Mark Hamill just because he said this. Yeah, you know what? A guy that's about to kill his nephew in his sleep, probably not a symbol of hope and optimism, is it? But regardless, you're entitled to your opinion because it's your opinion. We were talking about entitlement the other day. You're not entitled to see a movie at a given date or time, but you're certainly entitled to your opinion about when you get to see that movie, or entitled to an opinion about a character. But I literally just watched on a Star Wars group, and I can't show you now because the post has been removed, someone go at, not just one someone, two separate people drop N-bombs. That's right, fucking N-bombs on someone because they had a different opinion than them. So we're going to spread racial hate just because someone has a different opinion than you? Wake the fuck up. Seriously. If I see any of that fucking shit on any of the shows here on Fandom Empire or in the chat, you're fucking done. You're gone. You can be like that one guy that comes back with 10,000 different names if you want to watch. Keep racial hate and discrimination away from this fucking network. Keep it off social media. You don't need it. It's 2021, people. Get with the fucking times. An actual racial attack on someone because they have a different Star Wars opinion than you. And what's funny is I actually commented on it. And I said, there's no place for that here. It wasn't my group or anything. And he's like, literally, quote, I've seen you on YouTube. Your face is bloated. Congratulations. You figured out that I'm a fat Canadian. Way to go. You're real good, bud. Congratulations on that one. Awesome. Very insightful. Oh, Alberto's now busting my chops over Halloween 5. That's going to make me drink, man. Anyway, look, who cares, okay? My opinion about The Last Jedi doesn't make it factual. You know what is factual? It's a movie that made, what, $1.3 or $1.4 billion? So no matter what you love or hate about it, and no matter that it did cause a divide in the fan base, it was a financially successful movie. And what is the movie industry? A business. Don't attack people, though. Like, seriously. I literally seen N-bombs. I seen comments like, it's people like you or haters like you. Kieran brought up something about true fans. He wasn't the one that was saying it, but people love doing that. Oh, you're not a real fan because. You're not a true fan because. Who decides that? Who gets to decide if you're a true fan or a real fan? You do, not anybody else. End of fucking story. The thing that kills me, though, is you go on about the SJW nonsense with the High Republic, what the one guy was doing, is it's both sides. So, for example, I'm just using the sequels as an example. You'll have people that don't like the sequels, and I'm not a big fan of them myself. I never attack someone personally because of their opinion on the sequels. And if I have, I don't remember it, and I apologize. But I don't think I've ever crossed that line. But you have people that don't like the sequels going, well, if you love that trash heap known as the sequels, you're not a real Star Wars fan. Hey, Stephanie, why don't you go fuck yourself? How about that? One of the chat mods wants to get rid of, hey, look at that oversized lumberjack. Go fuck yourself, you stupid fucking bitch. Yeah, that's right. That's that kind of fucking stream. People like Stephanie here are the same people that'll message my fiance and harass her or harass me or harass Tommy B. You know how kind we are with our Instagram, the fact that we're willing to answer people that we don't know? We get hundreds of messages, and most of the time, it's just people wanting this scoop or that scoop and don't really give a shit about the people that work hard on the channel. And most of the time, we take time to answer all those people, even if it's just, yeah, we're not going to distribute a leaked script. Sorry. You know, we didn't go out of our way to find any of the leaked stuff. That's just the way it is. And some of them are really nice. And then other ones, when they don't get what they want, they drop hateful and hurtful things. And look, hey, this is, Jade said to me before she left, don't forget, hun, this is what you signed up for. And she's right. If you're going to put yourself on the internet like we do, like the wonderful people at in the YouTube content creators chat does, the Stream Demons, guys like Dave McRae who are on a much bigger level than me, you know, guys like Lee McCoy, John Campia, whoever. You don't have to like any of them if you don't want to. But everybody, whether you have 100 followers, 2,000 followers, 200,000 followers, you're putting yourself out there and you're exposing yourself to hate and hurtfulness because that's just the way society is today. And you got to make the decision whether you want to censor some of that and not expose yourself to that, or maybe you have a little thicker skin than I do. I have pretty thick fucking skin. The problem is I also have a big fucking mouth and don't mind using it. There's a line. If you don't like our content, if you don't like someone else's content, that's fine. But the second you become a racial fucking prick about it or a bitch about it, get the fuck out. That's simple. People commit suicide because they're bullied. This isn't just hearsay. It's literally happened to someone I know. You're not tough sitting behind your keyboard. I'm sorry, you're not. And there's a bunch of fantastic content creators out there, just factually speaking, that are never going to have the following that some other people do. But it's not about that. It's about, fulfilling your passion, working with people you want to work with. We'll move on. That's topic number 1 done. Topic number 2. And I'm going to bring Tommy in on the tail end of this, because I'm assuming the coward who is running his mouth right now doesn't have the balls to join us on a stream. And believe me, the door is open. As long as you're not going to be racist and discriminative, there's no place for racial hate or discriminating on people. There's not on this channel at least. But if you have an issue with something that we've done, or you think that we're making shit up and hoping it sticks, I will gladly open the door to this channel so you can come on here and say your piece, and then we can prove you wrong. Or maybe you're accurate and you, in fact, will prove us wrong. There's a bunch of people who could be doing 10,000 other things right now. I've seen it up to about 50 people in this chat. I see the super chats. I'm not ignoring the super chats, guys. I'll get to them at the end. Usually we say them right away. This is not the stream to interrupt for that. I appreciate the support, though. It really is. It goes a long way. So Tommy, myself, Johnny, and the new guy to the show, or the new guy to Fandom Empire, Zach, all used to be at this channel called Channel 1138. If you've never heard of 1138, or the numbers sound familiar to you, think of the movie THX 1138. It's George Lucas's first movie. So it's a channel that's dedicated to 24-hour podcasting about Star Wars content. And I do think credit is due where it's deserved. The fact is, if it wasn't for Channel 1138, I'm not on here giving this rant to all you at this point. Tommy does have to leave in 15 minutes, so I do have to bring him on here in a second, but I want to bring him on right at the right time. Look, without 1138, myself and Tommy, and I can't speak for Kieran because Kieran's new and they already started their stuff, but myself and Tommy and Johnny, I can say emphatically, would not be on here, and Fandom Empire would not exist if it wasn't for the people at 1138 giving us our start. Long story short is we get a few years into 1138, and it was the three of us and Zach and one other person who's no longer with us who were pulling our weight at that channel, taking it to new creative ways, and the guy who actually owns that channel and brought us in basically vanished for 2 years. He would do his own show, but it was the only thing he cared about. He didn't care about anybody else's show. Thomas Patrick Bradshaw, to be exact, would bust his fucking ass off with advertising. And hey, maybe you don't think throwing out a promo takes work, but there's a reason why these streams are usually 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late. One, I'm tardy, but two, Tommy works really fucking hard to distribute all these links. And it might not seem like a task, but when you're doing it for 4, 5, 6, 7 other shows on a network, yeah, it's taking up your time. You know what Tommy got for it? Not one red fucking penny. That's fine, because maybe there was no agreement in place that Tommy should be paid for that. And I think Tommy knew that at that time. You know what's not fine? Is when those other individuals raise your network up to a point where it's watchable and they actually care about more shows than other than just... They actually cared about the other shows on the network and not just Chris Seagulls. There, I said the name. When you then come back and squash everything that we're doing just to boost your own ego, it is kind of a bullshit move. But at the end of the day, it's his channel and he gets to make those decisions. It's just facts, and we have to live with it. You know what's not cool, though? You know, you can trash me, that's fine. But I get really defensive. If you attack one of our awesome chat mods, I'm going to jump down your fucking throat. If you attack someone's one of our staff members, if I find out that you go on Stream Demons and all the wonderful people over there and the creators over there, and you're spreading racial hate or discrimination over there, yeah, I'm going to jump down your fucking throat. Because these are people that take time out of their day, time which, by the way, is the most valuable thing in the world because it's irreplaceable. So when I see 44 people in here, even if it's only 2 or 3 people super chatting, they're still donating their time to watch this fat lumberjack Canadian, as that fucking dumb bitch said, rant. But I'm not ranting to gain views right now or subscribers, anything of that sort. I'm ranting because I'm sick of seeing people mistreated. And Tommy, at the end of the day, was so fucking mistreated by the people at 1138. Specifically Chris Segal, the head guy himself. Not one fucking thank you or any level of appreciation for a guy that busted his ass off for a super popular podcast like the Star Wars Underworld. That's right. Not a fan of the Star Wars Underworld. Sorry, I'm just not. Used to be. It's a little hard to appreciate what those guys do over there. And they're not all bad guys. But when you spend so much time pushing your narrative or telling other shows on your channel that, oh yeah, by the way, you can't have that opinion. You're not allowed to express that opinion. Or inviting people on your show just to personally attack them. Yeah. So to the people at channel 1138, more specifically, the head guy, there's a spot, Chris, if you're watching this video right now, and I reached out to you today. You want to come on this channel? You, Zach, myself, Tommy, Johnny, we'll all sit here on a live stream so other people can witness it if you want to say your 2 cents and give at the very least, Tommy the respect that he deserves. Anyways, without further ado, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose my fucking voice, and there's still one more rant to get to, Tommy B.
Wow, that's hard to follow up on.
We know Sean, as always, thank you very much for your
kind words.
They're beyond appreciated.
Appreciated. Damn.
You know, back in
1138, which was when I jumped into fandom in a more of a
kind of similar role what I do now.
Kind of.
I didn't know all that much,
and I learned a lot by trial and error. That's something I have no problem admitting. I learned you don't just get people by posting on one Facebook page. You have to have multiple groups, multiple pages, multiple outlets, and that's how you attract people. You have to network with people.
You have to know them personally.
Tommy, we got an echo on your part. It's my fault. Hopefully, though, everybody could at least understand what Tommy was saying there. Continue. I'm too busy undressing on air. The views are going down. Go ahead.
Okay. But look. I'm not gonna sit here and act like things were great over there because they weren't. But there's always some good with every bad, some fortune with all misfortune. I met the folks from what we used to know as Star Wars Wastelands. Over time, we've gotten to know each other. We've become close friends. Been through a number of different names, number of different projects. And today here at Fandom Empire, I am part of something which I have absolutely no issue saying this is the best outfit I've ever worked with in a fan project. I love what I do. I love what we do together. I love our community, which is something I could never say in the same way. Back there we had maybe half a dozen, maybe some others who were pretty cool people. We're still connected, most of them. But we just didn't have the same thing we did there. Today, things are different, and I really appreciate what we got here. I appreciate Sean, Jade, Kieran, Faden, Frank, Freddie, Spooky Guy, Wayne Gaki, but he ain't here, and everyone else, and so on and so forth.
So you just made the mistake of naming people. Now you got to hope you don't forget anybody.
I probably did forget people. I'm not perfect.
Intel Wild.
Oh, I forgot Intel Wild. Oh, shit. Nah. Look, y'all are appreciated. I know that what I do here isn't perfect. No one's perfect. But what we got is better. Wouldn't trade it for what they got or most other outfits. So.
Oh, I'm a little bit biased. I'll flat out tell you, Fandom Empire is way better than Channel 1138. Not only is the content that we provide here better than the shitstorm they have over there, but the way we deal with our staff. And by the way, random guy who decided to harass the shit out of us last night and made me have a new stance on Instagram. This is a team. Do you see Tommy? He's not a figment of your imagination. It's not just me. There are several people and several moving pieces at Fandom Empire. If I wanted to do something that's just me, it would be the Sean Giroux channel. It's not the Sean Giroux channel. It's Fandom Empire. I did what I thought was best for the channel by having myself front and center for most of the first year and had a bunch of help behind the scenes. And it was always the intent, as long as we got through that first year and showed growth, that we would expand and we would involve more faces. Here we are. We're expanding. We're involving more faces. But to be clear, I'm not a saint. I've done things and said things that I regret. Absolutely. The guy down in the bottom right-hand corner reiterated before the stream, I think Sean's a good human being, but he's just not a saint. I don't want to be a saint. I want to be the guy that comes on here and has a fucking epic rant. But Tommy, seriously, I would open the door for a civil conversation on air with not just Chris. I would invite all the Underworld guys or anybody at 1138, and I'd say, okay, here we go. Let's have a fun little 6-7 person chat and air our grievances to the public where you can't deny saying stupid shit that comes out of your mouth. And maybe they'd have some valid points. Maybe there's a part of the picture that I'm not seeing. But where I drew the line, man, was the complete and utter disrespect that they showed you, specifically that he showed you, after years of service and you asking for nothing in return. The least he could have done was show some level of respect. And instead it was, nah, who cares? Get the fuck out of here, basically. And now, the only reason this is coming up now is it's come to our attention that he's running his mouth again. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But the door is open, Chris, if you're watching. I just sort of thought that you just pretended like the rest of us didn't exist. And I'm speaking about Chris Sequel, not Chris Snyder, who's in fact an awesome dude.
What you just said is that's the gist. That's the sum of it. It was like we never existed. You know, the wheels that keep things moving, keep the lights on or whatever, but it's like it never existed. It was basically, this project and friends. That's what I always called it. You know, as I became more aware of how things actually were, how we were perceived, it's like, oh, SW and friends. That's the outfit I'm part of. Oh, okay. Never. Yeah, it's a bunch of time I wasted. What can you do there?
I'll let you in some insight on how we do things here. And some of you might agree with it and some of you might not. You guys got to meet Zach Arnold. He's been on the channel a couple of times before, but specifically over the last couple of weeks. Zach Arnold is a co-host over at 1138 on the podcast, Intergalactic Peace Coalition. It's been around for a long time, over half a decade. I think him and Ben Hart have put 6 years into it. My caveat to Zach coming over to not run just the news show that launches in February, but Zach is actually going to run another show on the channel as well that we have not announced yet. And my caveat was, I don't care if you stay on 1138, man, because Ben Hart is in fact the founder, at least that's his made-up title that they like to use, is a member of the Star Wars underworld. So they're kind of tied to 1138 with IPC, and I understand that. But my caveat was, it's simple, Zach. Don't expand your role any further at 1138. If you want to come to Fandom Empire and still do IPC, I have no problem with that. But if you're coming to Fandom Empire, we actually are a team here. You know, Kieran came to me with the idea of Rick and Morty. I couldn't give a rat's ass about Rick and Morty. It's not my type of thing. I am very anal about how I use my time. However, I know people love Rick and Morty. Just because it's not my thing doesn't mean it shouldn't be on Fandom Empire. I think it's a brilliant idea, and I think Kieran is really entertaining, even when he's wearing a robe and has fake wine in front of a fireplace. That's right, we literally got messages about hate for what Kieran was wearing. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Go watch something else then. Like, fuck. If you have that much time to dissect what people are wearing on YouTube streams and whether you like it or not, something tells me you probably need a 9 to 5 somewhere in there. Just saying. Tommy, I know you got to go in a few minutes. Final word from you, and then I'll address the Halloween stuff myself.
You know, you hit one point, and that's what my last words are going to be. We're a team here at Fandom Empire. Beyond a team, we're a community. We work together, we chat together, we stream together. When Sean and I aren't here online, on YouTube, giving you folks whatever, Fandom Empire or Star Wars or whatever we're talking, that's not all when we chat. I mean, we both share the same occupation. We have long conversations. We're going through Smallville, and we chat about that on and off, off screen. We're friends. This channel, this community, we try to be friends here. So we never want to be put in that same box of, they're just friendly for on shit, I can't talk today. On screen, blah, 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 blah. That's it. That's not it. There's a lot more behind the scenes. You just don't see it. Know that we want to work together to give you the best possible content, and we love doing it. So once again, I'll just say thanks to everyone, and thank you, Sean.
Thank you, man, because without you, Fandom Empire doesn't exist. I know for months I'd be on here doing short videos, and I reference people behind the scenes, and some people believed there was people behind the scenes, and some people didn't believe there was people behind the scenes, and it is what it is. Dude, I know you got somewhere else to be. I apologize for taking so long on the first part. That's my fault, but I appreciate you taking the time out of your Sunday afternoon to join us. And here's a shameless plug. For those of you that are part of the Lampkin Lane tier on Patreon, Tommy B and myself will be live at 8 o'clock Eastern tonight talking Halloween shit that we didn't just make up off the top of our heads. All right, Tommy, thanks for doing this, man.
Yep, take it easy, everyone.
Alrighty, back to me. No sexy Tommy B to continue the stream with us, although he did look good with his new setup and his new mic and all that shit. And I know for when he's not in studio, Kieran's working on doing some stuff over there for himself, although I got to say, I did dig the house robe and the Powerade wine. If it was Powerade. I think it was Powerade. Anyways, thanks, Pete. Appreciate it. I am going to get all the super chats, guys. I promise. Thank you for donating. It's great. You'll notice that we never asked for any donations on this stream. And I wouldn't say we ever ask for donations. I simply say if you want to be guaranteed to get your question or comment right on air, to leave it. All right, here we go. Look. Solid Saturn. Going to call you out personally, buddy. Great supporter of this channel. Look, I am fairly caught up with some aspects of social media, and there are others that I just don't have time for. Like, I know Discord is a popular one. I guess this channel gets brought up a lot on some Discords. Kieran says, it was a real wine. Look, I literally got this message yesterday. And this isn't the worst one. This is a lighter one. It was from some dude whose Instagram name is V and his profile is private. And he's going on Instagram trashing the channel, which, hey, that's fine. You want to trash the channel. You don't like what we're doing. That's cool. You're entitled to that opinion. Maybe this isn't for you. Where I draw the line is saying we make shit up. Because we don't. guess what? And I've said this before, so for some of you that have been watching this channel for a long time, you can roll your eyes and say, we've heard this one before. You don't need to be a Hollywood executive to know other people that work in the fucking industry. You don't. Sometimes it just so happens you went to school with someone who goes somewhere, or maybe you have a brother and or a cousin that knows people, or maybe your neighbor is somebody that is up in the industry. These connections happen everywhere. You know, I knew a guy that lived beside Peter Zezel, former Toronto Maple Leaf, literally his whole life before he passed away. These coincidences do happen. Darren wants to know if I can start again. No, Darren, I don't have that in my voice. Feel free to go back, though, and check it out. And if there's kids around, maybe don't let them watch. There's my fuck up. I should have told you that Fandom Empire is not PG anyway, but I should have been a little more upfront about how verbal I was going to be with some of this, or vulgar. Look, we have never, and I can say this confidently, ever made up a single thing that we report and hope, like, we're not throwing shit against the wall hoping it sticks. So to have some guy that watched just one of our streams for 15 minutes and assumed that we were making shit up hoping it sticks, and he came at me with the, how dare you charge your Patreon members for fake information, you're robbing them. Here's some facts. Our Patreon over the last 3 months went from here to here. And it was because I was just so insanely busy, I didn't have the time to give it the attention that I do. But now that Fandom Empire is expanding and we have a bigger staff and some of the people that were in the behind-the-scenes role are now on screen, it allows me more time to go over there and pay attention to the people that pay a monthly fee for that content. But I assure you, they're not paying for shit that we're making up. We're just not. And he brought up the you only have so many followers, so you can't know this. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is how bad it is. And, like, look, what do we have? Like 2,400, 2,500 subscribers? You know, do we have goals? Do we hope that this channel's at 5,000 or 6,000 subscribers by the end of this year? Yeah, we do. And there's a good chance that it might be, because Halloween's going to be front and center for a bit. But look, your subscriber count doesn't fucking matter. Whether it's 100, 500, 2,000, 5,000, 200,000. If you have people that value what you're doing and you're being honest with them and upfront, that's what matters. If you love what you're doing, that's what matters. You know, I'd literally seen someone, and I'm not going to say who or bring it up because it's hurtful, put down this one group of people that I actually love their content and I've been tuning into them a lot, just because they have a little over 100 or 200 subscribers. Like, who cares? Not everybody starts off that way. I literally watched Den of Nerds, and if you don't know who Den of Nerds are, they cover a lot of Star Wars and Marvel and DC stuff, and like a lot of YouTube places, sometimes they can be a little clickbaity. That's part of the game, though. They literally get fandom shit right all the time, way before Variety or The Hollywood Reporter or Deadline or Bloody Disgusting, any of that stuff that comes out. Those guys almost always have it before then. But those big traits never give the Den of Nerds any credit because they're just a YouTube channel with a couple 100,000 subscribers. They're not Deadline or Hollywood Reporter. All I'm saying is if you follow this channel, you know that we've gotten shit right long before it comes out in industry trades. And if you need any further proof, have a look at that guy right there. Mike didn't just, go down into his basement one day and whip this together all on his own. It was a joint project. He was the talented artist behind it, but it was the information we had on what the mask looks like. But we get stuff wrong too, by the way. Hey, here's something for integrity. One of the first videos that we ran when this place became Fandom Empire was that Jake Gyllenhaal was in talks to be Tommy Doyle. Now, I absolutely believe those talks happened. I borderline could prove it without, risking my source. And it didn't happen. So we got it wrong. That's right. When we thought the marketing was going to start for Halloween Kills, we thought we knew the exact day And then the pandemic picked up, and regardless, it's not an excuse, we got it wrong. We do get shit wrong from time to time, but we get way more right than we do wrong. And I'm only ranting about this because it doesn't matter what your subscriber count is or how often you do videos. People have sources. That's the way it works. For example, Dave McRae, what's he at? Frank, you're a mod over on Dave's channel, and I know DMT's over there a bunch and Intel. What's Dave at, like 25,000 subscribers? Dave and I aren't close friends in real life. We're not. We've met once, and he came on our show at 11:38 a couple times, and he's been on Fandom Empire since, and we talk once every couple weeks or so. But we're not like super close. Do you really think Dave McRae, like, think about it. If you know Dave McRae and how open-minded, or pardon me, how blunt he is, not open-minded, how blunt he is about a lot of things. If we were full of shit, do you really think he would have us on his channel? Do you think he would have had me on his channel just because we plug him a couple of times? Absolutely not. So, it is what it is. To the people that have been harassing our social media, though, and getting perverted to some of our future female co-hosts and or hosts, there's no place for that. Big deal. Yeah, that's right. We're going to have female representation on the channel, but that doesn't mean they want to go in bed with you. It's pretty fucked. And there's some pretty fucked up people out there. So it is what it is. Anyways, let's turn things over to the chat for the next 10 minutes or so. I'll stay on this for 10 minutes more. I'm going to go back, read all the super chats. That's the end of my rant. Just wanted to say that I really do appreciate the people that support this channel on the level they do. We're going nowhere. We're going to keep doing it. We've got new shows in the works. You're going to see new faces on here. I can't wait to get to a point, though, where I don't even have to produce those shows, and they're just up with it and can do it all on their own. I love what we do, but there's a life away from this stuff, too. And, don't stand for racial hate. Don't stand for discrimination. Don't be a fucking dickhead pervert. And don't assume that you know me and or the channel because you watched one of our videos for 15 fucking minutes. That just makes you an idiot. Doesn't make you intelligent. All right, let's go back, take a look at some of these super chats that I missed. Intel Wild says, for the rant. And Matt Whitfield says, get him, Sean. Preach the truth. I don't want to sound preachy either because, I mean, I can't stand when people preach at me. I'm just venting. I should have listed this as a venting session. I can't stand bullies, even though I can be a dick myself. I can't stand racial hate. I can't stand discrimination. That's not how I was raised, and it's not how I raise my kids. And whether it's me or Jade or anybody else on this channel, when you come after them, I'm going to defend them. It's that simple. Intel Wild says, more F-bombs. And then he says, yo, Tommy B, angry face. I should have been the first name out of your mouth. I needed that. By the way, how fucking gross and greasy does my hair look right now? Pretty bad. Matt Whitfield says, don't hold back, brothers. All right. There you have it. Let's get to the chat. I'll read some of these. If you guys want to send in any of the chats, feel free to do so. I've lost half the chat, so I can only review so much of it. Frank Riker, I know that guy, says, I would compare this group to Voltron. We're unbeatable once put together. Is it bad that I don't have a big background in Voltron? I've heard of it, but I have no background in it. Aren't they like big Megazord / Transformer looking dudes? Man, I might be making myself look like a big idiot more than normal right now. Good Real Hunting says, I forgive you, Frank, for hating Scream after that badass comparison with Voltron. That's awesome. Solid Saturn says, I dealt with the guy that was harassing Sean on Insta yesterday as well. It's more than one. And by the way, I didn't get to this part. If you're new to the channel, participate in the chat here because we're going to be far more selective of who we actually answer on Instagram, and the rest are just getting blocked and deleted. We tried to be let's be open to everybody and answer everything we possibly can, but sometimes bad apples ruin that for everybody. Chris Snyder, Fandom Empire, has been more help to me and my channel than you guys will ever know. Thank you guys for everything you do. No, thank you, Chris, because what you and the Stream Demons do over there, if I may be blunt for a second, do you have a big subscriber base? No, you don't yet, but it'll come. People will come to you guys because you guys put passion in what you do. You love what you do. I've met Jason. Jason and I live in the same city. He was fantastic to work with on Haddonfield The Vanished. You guys are such good people, and I respect what you do. You know, there's a reason why Jason was able to, I think he got Frank and Darren. If I'm mistaken, then please let me know. I think he also got Dave. These are people that aren't going to go to their way to just be on anybody's, well, maybe they would be on anybody's stream, but if you're a fucking dickhead, they're probably not coming. So if Frank bails on the Scream stream, then you know what he thinks of me. Just kidding. Alrighty. What do we have here? Michael Stapp says, great comparison, Frank. There's more than a couple, guys. We've had, there's a lot of good people that message us on Instagram, but we're talking, almost 100 people who've just done fucking stupid shit. And some of it's just stupid shit, but then some of it gets personal, and then some of it's harassing, and, it just... Oops, I fucked up. What I do, I just lost the chat. Oh, man, what happened there? Sorry, guys. I'm trying to re-find it here. I have a side button on my mouse I accidentally clicked. All right, it'll only let me go so far. Kieran says, we love you, Tommy. Best catchphrase in the biz. Guess I'll go fuck myself. DMT, Fandom Empire is literally God in comparison. I don't know what you're referring to, DMT. I can't see the rest of the chat. I actually went back further than I was supposed to. Tommy says, I know Intel, I'm a dick. What else do we... Wayne Gotke's in the house. I think Tommy might have said that, and I was just too wrapped up in my rant to notice. How's it going, Wayne? Hopefully all's well. Darren Sands is in the house. Can't wait for 2 weeks from today. Frank tearing his eyes out over Scream. Chris Snyder says, man, I got a lot bottled up. I should get out. Maybe I'll do a rant of my own. Distancing myself probably isn't the best approach. Look, I tried to look the other way. I've done it so much, and I'm going to go back to doing it. But when it turns to pervertedness and harassing and mistreatment of people and racial hate and discrimination, it's where I draw the line, Don't use that stuff to fuel your argument for any form of fandom. It's ridiculous. Chris Snyder says, I honestly don't care about the numbers. I like people who are being themselves, being good people, and making great content. Absolutely, Chris. Spot on. Good Real Hunting says, unfortunately, got to go. Sean, you the man. Keep being you, my friend. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you, Good Real. It's appreciated. Jamie Maurer says, we love you. DMT says that Dave McRae is over 20,000. I knew he was over 20, just wasn't sure how much. DMT says, I'm so proud of Dave. I've been watching his content for years now, and I've seen him grow like a tree of life. He's been such an inspiration for me since day one. Dave is an inspiration. Dave is also one hell of an actual voice actor, so he has that going for him. He actually is involved in the biz day to day, but that shouldn't take away to everything he's achieved over on that channel. Think about when Dave started out just doing little 10, 20-minute videos, and then they started to expand, and then there were bigger videos, and then he'd do reviews, and then he started to be even more vocal about things he didn't like. He doesn't mind saying The Last Jedi is a fucking dumpster heap. It's his opinion, doesn't make it right. It's my opinion too, but it doesn't make either one of us right, but he at least shared it. And then he went from that to actually having streaming shows each week, to the point where now most of his content is streaming shows. And obviously he gets one hell of a financial kickback from that. I see all the super chats. He invests a lot of that right back into the channel, which is the way to do it. Dave's awesome. Dave is a great guy. I understand how he can rub some people the wrong way, but at the end of the day, it's about how you treat your audience, and I think Dave treats his audience great. And Dave's one of those guys, well, he obviously answers all the Super Chats. He makes time to answer people that can't afford to do Super Chats, too. Everybody know, because he'd be there for forever, but I appreciate YouTubers who don't just use the Super Chat system as a way, like, if you don't Super Chat, we're not talking to you, basically, which is just stupid and ignorant, because not everybody can afford to do that. All right, Get Gronk says, you guys knew about Deadpool 3 before Ryan Reynolds posted it, so how can people say you don't have sources? Like, the proof is right there. You guys posted it like 5 hours before Ryan. Was that somebody else? I mean, Deadpool 3's been in the works for a while, but I thought that was fairly public knowledge. Tom says, Cream is especially far... I don't know where he's going with that one. DMT says, it took me 11 years to get 1.8 thousand subscribers, but never get... DMT, I didn't even know you had a channel, man. I had no idea you had your own channel. Promote that shit. Pump the tires on it. I don't mind if you come into our channel and talk about it. I'm going to have to check it out. So anybody who hasn't yet, head on over to DMT's channel and subscribe. I'm going to do it as soon as the stream ends, and I'm not just saying that either. You'll see it. Anyways, he says... took me 11 years to get to 1.8 thousand subscribers, but never give up because personally I'd rather fail than never try. You miss 100% of the shots that you do not take. True. That's what Wayne Gretzky said. And no, I'm not friends with him. Alrighty. Halloween Resurrection, H5, Scream. Don't have bad movies like that. I'm just saying. Kieran says, I just like fans who are involved. For sure. Like, hey, look. One thing that sort of grinds some of our gears here at Fandom Empire is the fact that we do Star Wars content, but a lot of you guys don't like it. But we do have Star Wars fans that have been with us since the day at that other network. You know, they've been following us for half a decade or more. And we're going to continue to pump out Star Wars content, but now you have Rick and Morty content coming too. You have true crime and paranormal content coming. You have Halloween content here. You have Halloween content over on Patreon. We're doing more horror stuff. Frank will hate it, but as Scream picks up, we're going to start doing stuff on there. Here's a Scream scoop for you. I can tell you right now that when it came to the ending of Scream 3, and this isn't like exclusive because it's been out there for a while, but maybe you haven't heard it, is they shot a bunch of different endings for that movie, which do contain some of the main cast dying. Does that mean the main cast is going to die? No, but they filmed it to have the option, so the cast doesn't even actually know the ending of the film. So maybe that's news to you, maybe it's not. It's been out for a bit. Shouldn't have called it scoop. That'd be inaccurate. But Kieran's right. Fans involved. Guys, we would not do this as much as... First of all, I'll state again, we got to be making something from this to be able to do more content. That's just the way the world works. You get paid for your time. It goes right back into the channel, most of it. However, we understand that not everybody's in position to do that. So you guys just participating in the chat, having a healthy conversation about what's going on, whether it's Halloween, Star Wars, Scream, whatever, having a healthy conversation is therapeutic. It really is. And it's the number one way, or the number one reason to do this is to interact with people that are willing to spend time listening to guys like me ramble. Kieran says, come and chat. We mention our fans as much as we can. Absolutely, dude. Get Gronk says, can't wait for Rick and Morty. I can't wait to produce it. Yeah. I don't know anything about Rick and Morty. I can't say too much on it, but I feel like Kieran never does anything half-assed, so you can expect it's going to be good. Solid Sandwich says, I love Star Wars films. Ryan Kinney says he loves Rick and Morty. Kieran, you got people fucking lining up for this Rick and Morty stuff. Maybe I should give it another chance. Yeah. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this show. I was only supposed to be on 45 minutes. It went an hour and 2 minutes. I wish I would have gave Tommy more time. I got carried away. For our Patreon subscribers, specifically the Lampkin Lane tier, this Sunday. Today is Sunday. So tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern for 45 minutes to an hour, we're going to do an episode of Lampkin Lane. If you're part of the Lampkin Lane tier on Patreon, you'll get the link tonight. It's a private show, obviously, for our Lampkin Lane tier. If you're not part of the Lampkin Lane tier, you can sign up at www.patreon.com/FandomEmpire. Sign up today. We're not convincing you to sign up to give fake information. Those that have followed us know how much we've gotten right. We've got some stuff wrong. It happens. That's sort of what happens when you decide to throw yourself out there with rumors and scoops. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't. Grateful for the people that do help us out with that, though, and don't mind us running that content. And by the way, I'll throw this one out there. If we weren't spot on, we wouldn't have people like James Jude Courtney reaching out to the channel. We wouldn't have people like Christopher Nelson reaching out to the channel. And both of those things have, in fact, happened. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. This wasn't even Fandom Empire Live. This was just some fucking Canadian with an epic rant. Do what you love. Don't accept racial hate, discrimination, prejudice, any of that shit. Leave it where it belongs. Dead and gone in the past. To our chat mods, Kieran, Frank Riker, Jade, Toronto Freddy, who's not here right now, I don't believe, Matt Whitfield, Tommy B, everybody at Fandom Empire, all the audience, thank you. Without you, we are not here. To the Lampkin Lane members, we'll see you tonight. And to everybody else, we will see you Tuesday for the Fandom Empire Star Wars show. And then again on Thursday. I'm trying to get Dave. We'll see if it's this Thursday or next Thursday or the other Thursday. It all depends on scheduling, but I would not be surprised if you see Dave on this channel very soon talking about a lot of the things that we just addressed. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sean. Don't forget, smash the button that looks like this. It's a like button, helps us up, helps the content be found, and click the subscribe button and the notification bell. We'll see you next time. Go Tom Brady. Night, guys.